our journey started in beautiful Venice. Beyond the amazing waterways, there's history around every turn. It's a place for foodies and history buffs alike. There's something that literally everyone will fall in love with when they spend time in Venice. When you're traveling in Venice, remember to pack light. You'll have to lug your luggage around with you absolutely everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. That means over every bridge, every set of stairs, every side street, and there are literally thousands of them. If you do travel heavy or have kids, try and book a hotel or apartment close to the main waterway by the train station. It'll save you a lot of hassle. If you're a cafe goer, do yourself a favor and get over to Florian. They started the tea house cafe trend, opening in 1720. They're the original cafe on the block, I guess you can say. It's located right in St. Mark's Square, so you can't miss it. If you find yourself in Venice, one of the must-see attractions is the Doge's Palace. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. The Doge's Palace was built in place of a castle that dates back to the 9th century. Unfortunately, all remnants of that castle no longer exist. Since then, the Doge's Palace has been destroyed by fire and rebuilt. The Doge's Palace as we know it today dates back to the 14th and 15th centuries. The most recent form of the Doge's Palace incorporates not just the Doge's apartments, but courtrooms, seat of the government, the prisons, and of course, the armory. Whether you're into tours or not, I highly recommend booking a tour for St. Mark's Basilica and the Doge's Palace. At the very least, you'll skip the line, but there's so much that you can learn, and it really puts a lot of perspective on what you're looking at. Hands down, one of the most popular attractions in all of Venice would have to be St. Mark's Basilica. Located in St. Mark's Square, it's a feat to behold. Whether you're into churches, whether you're into religion, history, that doesn't matter. Quite honestly, it's just a beautiful building covered in marble and gold. It's something that, honestly, it's worth your time. Now, we were there in June, and we were kind of shocked at how few people there were everywhere in the square. Before leaving, all we heard from everyone is how busy it will be everywhere, how early you'll have to get to every single thing you want to see, otherwise you'll be waiting in lines all day. Quite honestly, that wasn't the case. Even if you didn't have a skip the line pass, you'd be probably looking at only 15-20 minutes in line, but we skipped the line and went straight on in. And you know what? It's just more time to spend looking at all the beautiful things that Venice has to offer. Let's face it, when you're in Venice, there is a lot to see and a lot to do. You may not always have time to spend hours in a restaurant every day, but you know what? That's okay. There is some spectacular street food around every single corner. Whether you're into gelato, whether you're into pizza, you name it, there's something for absolutely everyone, and it's really high quality. It's great. Now, if you are into the restaurant scene, you want to try some great restaurants, I highly recommend trying some local dishes. Things like the cuttlefish ink or squid ink spaghetti, it's absolutely spectacular. Something I jumped out of my comfort zone to try, and I'm not disappointed. It was really good. When you're traveling, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, all the things to see and do everywhere. Don't be afraid to just kick back and take in some of the sights. Things like the waterways, watching the gondolas go back and forth. Not a bad way to spend a couple hours and break up the day. No trip to Venice is complete without a trip to Murano. It's about a 15-20 minute water taxi away, and it's famous for all of its glass blowing. There are demonstrations in a number of the shops there. Some of them are even free to watch, so I highly recommend checking it out. It's a nice way to break up the day from spending a bunch of time in Venice, especially if you're there for multiple days. Just about wraps up our 3 days in Venice, the first stop on our Italy tour. We had a fantastic time, and if you guys make it out that way as well, I'm sure you will too. Thank you very much for watching. Check back for more upcoming videos. Our next stop is beautiful Florence. I hope you guys enjoyed, and happy traveling.